A woman is a human being that is born biologically female, says so the UK Supreme Court ruling on this matter. Guys, welcome to the channel, The Modern Survivalist. If you want to learn more about getting prepared, getting ready for an increasingly challenging world, I recommend you subscribe to the channel, watch more of the content, and as well get Sweet Survival Skills and Surviving the Economic Collapse, my books, which are available in the links there below in Amazon. This is a massive victory for women in UK and all over the world. This is the kind of thing that other countries can look at and say, okay, yeah, there's a point there. This is something that's going to protect women in more than one way. It is going to protect women in places where they are more exposed to being targeted by men. It's going to protect women in terms of their sports, protecting them in terms of their professions, for professional athletes, scholarships, so much more.
A woman is defined as someone who was born biologically female. It may seem obvious, but it took a Supreme Court judge in the UK to turn common sense into law.
The unanimous decision of this court is that the terms woman and sex in the Equality Act 2010 refer to a biological woman and biological sex. But
with the result.
By their biological sex, that sex is real, and that women can now feel safe that services and spaces designated for women are for women.
Anti-trans campaign.
That is crucial. The idea that a guy could just walk into a woman's bathroom. I mean, I have 3 boys, right? I'm obviously not a woman. I don't have that concern. When I go into a bathroom, I'm not worried that a guy can physically overcome me with ease and just do whatever he wants. I mean, there's probably going to be stronger guys out there. I'm not even questioning that. But at least in my particular case, I feel very comfortable with my ability to protect myself against pretty much anyone that I come across in the intimacy of a bathroom, right? That is not how women live. That is not how women are built, biologically speaking. They are tremendously at a disadvantage when it comes to physical strength. If anyone has any doubts about how different men are compared to women, you haven't read much, you haven't studied much at all, you certainly have not involved yourself in any kind of sports, any kind of even drilling or basic training, not even talking about competing, but any kind of contact sports, semi-contact sports. Forget about it. You have to be careful not to hurt women. And I'm not talking about, no, even a professional athlete will tell you this. Serena Williams happens to be a pretty good woman playing tennis, and she would say, I just cannot compete with a man. A man is going to be stronger, faster. He will just go on forever. I just cannot do it. When you look, and yeah, sure, Serena Williams will beat me playing tennis, right? But she's not going to beat a semi-professional tennis player, right? A guy that actually plays and does this seriously, she has no chance. Professional against professional, it's impossible, right? And the same goes for any kind. You're going to be 30, 40% stronger than a woman, right? Your bone density is completely different. Your muscle density is completely different. Your nervous system is different. You're going to react faster than a woman. The agility is different. Oh, but there's women that can do awesome things. That's exactly the point. It is not fair, right? If you have a woman that is great at juggling, right? Oh, could you do that? Could you do that as a man? No, I can't. I'm not juggling. I'm not a professional juggler. I'm not even an amateur juggler. Of course not. Oh, well, there you... No, we're not all the same. When you go into sports where you have professional athletes that are on the same level in terms of how much they compromise of their own personal life so as to achieve a level of skill, women have no chance at all, ever. Zero. Nada. There's no way. It is completely unfair to put it in a ring like we saw happen in the Olympics, a guy against women. Guess what? They all won everything. Of course. It was insane. Gold medal and silver medal to 2 biological men. We now know that. We now know that that's true. They disguised, lied, but at the end of the day, what the Olympic Commission only did was check in their passport. Whatever the passport said, that's how they competed. I mean, I have no words to describe how unrealistic that is. The idea of a little girl going into a bathroom and being exposed to that. These are already places where bad things can happen, especially with children, right? Why would you ever encourage this kind of thing? Why would you ever make it even easier for someone to, what we saw happen in Scotland, a man that was targeting a predator, specifically targeting women, and when he finally gets arrested and found guilty and thrown into jail, he says, "Oh, I happen to be one too," and he gets pulled in a cell with women, and the things that happen in there, women getting pregnant by this predator, women that could not go on like that because besides doing a sentence in jail for whatever crime, you're already paying for your crimes by being locked up. You don't need to go through that too. That is not justice. That is not how the law should work. And yet all of these things have happened. Finally, some common sense. I think we're going in the right direction. I hope this becomes more and more common and spreads to our countries too.